What's up, everyone? Today's e-waste adventure is going to be a quickie with very low effort put in. Say you're like me, you browse eBay, bid on something, you don't think of it. Then a couple days later you get a notification saying you've been outbid. What do? Well, of course, you want to win, so you raise the bid. That's how I ended up paying about 50 bucks including shipping for this guy. This is a 14-inch Apple iBook G4. I believe it's a 1.25 gigahertz model. It's overall in pretty decent physical shape. Ordered this thing about a month ago at this point, so I'm just now getting around to looking at it. It's got a couple minor, you see it's missing the cover over here for the ports, which is something that I was aware, and it's one of these things, buy first, ask questions later. So we're going to take a look at this thing and see what's on it and just explore this little guy. All right, and here we are set up on the table. We got the iBook here. Like I mentioned earlier, I paid about, I think, 53 bucks total, including shipping for this guy. And to be honest, I just bought it because I was bored. I was just browsing eBay, and you know how it is. So there wasn't much in the description. In fact, when I bought it, I didn't even pay enough attention to the description to know that it was a 14-inch model. So maybe that does help get a bit of extra value for it, but it's in really, honestly, pretty good shape. It's looking pretty clean. Only a little bit of cleanup I'll need to do. Like I mentioned earlier, the little cover for these ports over here is broken off, and it looks like somebody's been inside here. So that's fun. We'll see whether or not they upgraded it. Like I said, I don't know much about this computer. In fact, here are the remains of my previous iBook G4. I bought this thing when I was like 13 years old. I bought it off of eBay, and it is mangled to all hell. A key just fell off. It's been in this little bin, and to be honest, I don't know how it got this bad. I just kind of let it. I was hoping to steal this part off of it for this one, but this is the 12-inch model. Let me check, because I'm not quite sure if it lines up, so we're just going to do this live on camera here and see if I can even use the same part. And it looks like I might be able to. They have the same port layout, same size. So if I decide to restore this guy a bit more, I could probably steal some parts off of this, but this thing is just mangled to hell. So, like I said, I bought it when I was 13, and yeah, between years of me experimenting with it, it has not turned out well. It is the, if we see here, it is the 1064 megahertz version that originally had 256 megs of RAM. But yeah, it is not good for much more than a parts machine. And I have a couple of iBook G3s, if you can see them in the background over there. Got a couple of iBook G3s. I have a titanium PowerBook G4. I have a 12-inch aluminum PowerBook G4, but I don't have a working iBook G4. So if this thing is in good condition, this might be a good candidate to add to my collection here. But first of all, let's see if the damn thing even works. I bought this about a month ago, so I forgot most of the details. No idea how much RAM is in it. No idea what size hard drive it has. There were pictures in the eBay listing of it powered on and working. So, and as you can see, it seems to be having no trouble lighting up the power adapter. Did not come with a power adapter. I just sourced my own. But let's, without further ado, let's see what we get. Looks like it chimed right up, which is a good sign. And it looks like we're booting right into macOS 10. And it looks like whoever was in there did not upgrade it to an SSD, because I can hear that hard drive in there. Here we are. And it looks like we already have quite a bit on here. Whoever had this last did not erase it, and you know what? That's their problem. I'm noticing a bit of a worry sign in the display down here. Let's see if we can get it. You see that corner right there? Not looking good. So let's take a look at this thing. So let's see first of all what it's got in here. Let's check out about this Mac. And it looks like we have I was wrong, it's a 1.42 gigahertz with 512 RAM built in. So it looks like it hasn't been upgraded here. Let me just see if I can. The keyboard's not locked down, so let's just see. Looks like it originally shipped with that 512 built in. So it looks like the 512 is built in. Looks like we can actually maybe be able to upgrade this guy, which is a very nice sign. So put the keyboard back. I don't want this to end up like my last iBook. Looks like we have Euchre right on the desktop. And yep, it's Euchre. Pick my discard. I forgot what's Trump. I guess Jack is Trump. Looks like diamonds was less. Spades. Or clubs. Okay. Not gonna sit here playing euchre all day. That's euchre. Medieval euchre, whatever. As you can see, I'm not very good at it. I don't even know the difference between clubs and spades, so... A lot of shit on here, though. Looks like Word for Mac. What version are we running here? Oh, it crashed. I do want to see what's in their iTunes library. Don't care. Oh my god. Beastie Boys, Cage the Elephant. Some 9 Inch Nails. We got some Nirvana going on. Looks like we got quite the music library going on here. When was the last time something was added? Can we see? See, it looks like at least iTunes on this thing was last used in 2011. So probably right around the time where you'd want to be getting rid of a machine like this, probably at that point. Really wasn't much you're going to be able to do with it, so let's see what kind of applications we got here. Nothing real interesting hopping out. I mean, it looks like this thing, at least toward the end of its life, it's got World Book on here, 2005. I think they haven't even opened it before. Matt Nielsen. Well, Matt, I have your iBook. Very nice. All right. Just got that there. Let's get out of there. And yeah, so it looks like, I don't know if it was Matt Nielsen's or Jenkins, but whatever. Looks like some of this is personal, so I'm not going to be, obviously I'm not going to be showing his personal stuff. Here's his Office 2004 product key, if anybody wants that. It's like quite a bit of documents in here. This is just me being a nosy little fuck. Let's see what version of Firefox they're rocking when it was last updated. Restore session. It wasn't their last Mozilla session. Grand Valley State University. That makes sense, because I believe this thing did come from Michigan. But it looks like Firefox 3.6, copyright date of 2011, so that goes with my theory that this machine was probably retired right around 2011. And World Championship of Poker is also on here, so looks like this was used for schoolwork and card games. Looks like we don't have any sort of dual boot situation or anything going on here. Just the 10.4.11 install we got. The jank folder. Okay, looks like we found somebody's porn folder in the jank folder on the desktop. So again, this is a this is a good lesson in, if you're gonna sell your computer on eBay, make sure you wipe it, because I just found your porn folder on here. So sorry, not sorry. Don't put it on the desktop. But yeah. So, I mean, with that, I think we're gonna call it a day, looking at the software side of this computer. So a lot of potential for this thing, and I'm sure it will be showing up in future videos at some point. Probably end up wiping it, maybe upgrade it to Leopard, because this actually has more powerful specs than my 12-inch PowerBook here, which is kind of my main PowerPC laptop. Believe it or not, the battery in this guy actually still holds a bit of a charge, so I can get a little bit of battery life out of it. So it's kind of the main laptop I use for if I need something, for whatever reason I would need for a PowerPC laptop. That's usually the one I turn to. But this guy looks like he could be a good candidate for my new PowerPC machine. So overall, 53 bucks. Did I overpay? Maybe to me, but honestly, I see a lot of potential for this thing. So I'm going to get it cleaned up, and then I'm going to call this video a day. So if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe. I got a bunch of more e-waste adventures coming up down the pike. So this is just a quick little video, just kind of show this little guy that I got off of eBay. So with that, see you in the next one. Hi, it's me in the future here, and I just could not finish this video on discovering this guy's goon stash, so I'm gonna add a little extra something to the end of the video here. Here's just a quick little montage of me cleaning the computer. I typically like to hit these things with just isopropyl alcohol. I find just good old-fashioned isopropyl alcohol and paper towel tends to really do the trick on these things, and I just, you know, everyone has their own different ways of cleaning old computers, and I'm sure I'll get a million comments of like, oh, you're ruining a priceless piece of history or whatever, but hey, this is my stuff. And here's the really blasphemous part, though, hitting it with the Windex, good old Windex on the screen. That's how I do it. Tends to usually get good results for me. Is it the best way? Probably not, but, you know, It's what I've been doing, and who knows, I may be ruining all these machines, but here I am getting the spunk out of the trackpad. There was just some dirt and grime in there, just Q-tip and isopropyl alcohol. And here's the part that some people might find terrifying. I'm just taking just a magic eraser and some isopropyl alcohol and just using that to buff out just little imperfections I see along the computer. Now, do be careful if you're doing this, because the real magic behind the magic eraser is the fact that it is very abrasive. So you will, if you're not too careful, you can end up ruining the acrylic. So just be extra careful when doing that. But that's usually what I do, and that's the method that works. And as you can see, the laptop is pretty much nice and clean. I mean, it's still got obviously those cosmetic defects on the side that I will hopefully address later. I don't know if it'll be in a video or not, but I'm going to hopefully address those later. And yeah, let's move on to, now that we've cleaned the outside of this machine, let's move on to actually wiping and restoring this machine, arguably probably the most crucial part. Now, moving on to the software restore portion, my initial thought was to just download the original restore disks for this computer. And in the process of looking it up, I actually learned that this is the last, if not one of the last iBook G4s ever produced, right before the Intel transition. So this is a mid-2005 model, and restore discs for that, the images would not fit on standard DVDs that I had. They required a dual-layer DVD. So I scrapped the idea of doing the original install media, decided to just install a fresh copy of 10.4 Tiger, which is the version of macOS this machine's shipped with. Maybe in the future I'll install Leopard or even something more interesting, so we'll just have to stay tuned for that. But for now on, we're moving on with Tiger, and I downloaded the Tiger install from the Internet Archive and waited for that to install, and then I was initially going to burn it onto a DVD on my with my laptop, but had some problems with that. So I'm burning the DVD, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's almost like the super drive is playing a little song. And it's still giving me progress, so this thing has been making weird noises, so I think this USB super drive, either there's a problem with it or there's a problem with the DVD I have in there. So I doubt this installer will work, but it was making all kinds of noises earlier, and of course didn't get them on video, so still trying though, so we'll see. So the disk came out with a burn failed error, so doubt it's even gonna work, honestly. Let's see if we got anything on here. Yeah, nope, nothing. So I'm gonna try burning it again with a different drive, and then if that doesn't work, I'll burn it in my old PC. If these DVDs are bad, because I tried just inserting a blank DVD into this drive, and it just kind of gave up and just spat it out. So, and well, I don't know if my super drive did this, and I don't know if this is gonna show up on camera. It really isn't, but I don't know if you can see. This disc was brand new before I tried burning it, obviously, and you can see it's just kind of scratched to hell. So I think this USB super drive is done for. So I'm gonna try another disc in this drive, see if I can get it to burn, and if not, I'm gonna switch over to PC down here. And if that doesn't work, I do have a backup. All right, so I'm trying it over on the PC here. I don't have a capture card for the PC, so boohoo, womp womp. And Windows is telling me that the disk image file isn't even valid. So I guess we're gonna have to go to plan B. Now, what is that good old standby I have? Well, it's restore CDs. I've had these kicking around for a while. Made them at least 5 years ago at this point. And it's just macOS 10.4.2 burned onto a set of CDs. And it's worked for me in the past on many different machines, so we'll just go ahead and see if it works on this machine. And we were able to get the machine booted, and disk utility, we're able to get the hard drive formatted, no problem. So just moved on with the install. And about partway through me recording the install, the camera I was testing out for this video, the battery in it happened to die, so I switched over to my iPhone, but I guess this does give a good A/B comparison of video quality from those two devices for filming screens like this, so it was a little useful. Great success. We got Mac OS 10.4 installed on this thing, 10.4.2 to be specific, from these CDs. And these CDs are scratched to hell. I don't know if you see this, but they're fucking completely ruined. So it's a miracle that it installed. One minor hiccup. The trackpad doesn't work, so I don't know if it doesn't have the proper drivers on this installer for the trackpad, because I think this is the, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first iBook to actually have two-finger scrolling, so maybe it's a different trackpad, maybe it uses a different driver, I'm not sure. And also it didn't play the intro video, which I think is a little weird, but we're just going to finish the setup real quick with using the external mouse. Pro tip. Command Q, and then you can just hit skip. Alright, and we're in. So, yeah, gonna call it a day for this video. I'm gonna try updating Mac OS to, hopefully that'll get the trackpad working, but beyond that, that's it for the video. So, we're finally done. So, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.